and so on. So please welcome my very good friend, Mr. Rick Crawford.
Excellent. I asked for two reasons. I mean, firstly, I care. As Tony said, I'm one of the organisers here, and all the first-time comedians who appear on stage, we've trained them in the art of stand-up comedy. So the second reason I ask is because we tell people to get some audience interaction in early. Did you enjoy your audience interaction?
Yay!
Excellent. I'm glad you did, because that means I can say I've done meta comedy. Eat that, Stuart Lee. So if you don't know Stuart Lee, he's like the comedian's comedian. He does meta comedy, so that's like comedy about comedy. He also insults the audience, you dickheads. But perhaps more risky than insulting the audience is admitting that I train people in stand-up comedy, because now you're going to hold me to a much higher, harsher standard than everyone else. At least now, if I bomb, I can console myself that I predicted it, right? So why do I do it? Why does anyone organise Bright Club Manchester? Well, for me, it's because I thought Manchester should have a Bright Club. It started many years ago. A friend of mine, Sheila, was at University College London, the home of the original Bright Club. And she did a gig with that Bright Club, and she posted about it on Facebook, and I replied, "Oh, this looks amazing, imagine if there was something like this in Manchester." And Steve Cross, the godfather of Bright Club, replied, "Yeah, do you want to organise it?" Steve Cross started it the year before, and with his friend Miriam Miller, and so Steve works in public engagement for UCL. So public engagement, sometimes called PE. PE. So that illustrates why public engagement exists, really. It's to kind of tell academics, don't refer to things by stupid initials or acronyms. Don't remind people about running about in their underwear. So fortunately, someone else had got in touch with Steve about possibly doing a Bright Club in Manchester, and that was Hannah Mosley. Is Hannah here tonight?
Hi.
Get up to Hannah, please. So, Hannah is a legend. One time, the compere just ran off the stage, and it was clear he wasn't going to come back. And Hannah got up on the stage, grabbed the audience's attention, compared the whole show, and the audience loved it. What a legend. Why do we do it? I don't mean, how do we do it? I don't mean how did Hannah do that? I have no idea how. How do we start with a group of people that have never done comedy before and end up with a room full of laughter? Well, part of the answer is the workshop. We have this Bright Club comedy workshop, and that's where we help people to kind of find the funny in what they do. And we talk about the 3 A's. That stands for it's gotta get it right now, haven't I? It stands for attitude, anecdote, and afterthought. So I can illustrate that with a Tim Vine, classic Tim Vine one-liner. Just got back from a once-in-a-lifetime holiday. tell you what, never again. So the afterthought is kind of obvious. That's the bit at the end, the bit that you laugh at. And the attitude, well, there's a kind of a change of attitude there, and that's part of the reason that you laugh. But what about anecdote? Well, it is a kind of a little story, isn't it? Like, imagine if he said that without it being an anecdote, you know? If he'd said, think about the phrase, once in a lifetime holiday. If it was that good, you'd think you'd want to go on another one. That's less Tim Vine, more David Brent. Thing is, like, you know, if I was Stuart Lee, I would have deconstructed my own joke, not Tim Vine. Fucking Tim Vine. David fucking Brent. What is this? The noughties? Pathetic. I'm disappointed in myself. I'm disappointed in all of you for just going along with this mediocrity. So that's deconstructing the joke. Self-deprecation to the point of insulting the audience for laughing at your own jokes. Eat that, Stuart Lee. Did you like that bit? The bit where I said, eat that, Stuart Lee. Tell you what, like, next time I do that, like, I'll do an action, right? I'll go. And you can all go, eat that, Stuart Lee. You ready? Right, keep your eyes peeled. Okay, so, yeah, we get a wonderful audience at Bright Club. Can I have a cheer for the audience? See, I told you they were nice. They even gave you a cheer. So that's meta, sarcastic, insulting the audience. Excellent. Thank you. But you know, I think I learned a lot from organising Bright Club. You know, now, whenever I do any kind of like creative writing, I do something that's a bit like the Bright Comedy Workshop. And I used to be dog shit at writing. And now I'm passable. Yeah, so I'd like to thank... Oh, no, there's one more thing before I do the thank you, sorry. I think we've all learned things from Bright Club. You know, that's kind of why we do it. Everyone wants to kind of pass on some knowledge. But I think actually the people who've learned the most are actually the people who've stood here on the stage. You know, in comedy you get instant feedback. If people don't understand what you're saying, they're not going to laugh. And that's what public engagement is all about, you know? It's about understanding the audience, meeting people where they are. You know, it's about taking the feedback. You know, it's not, you know, naming no names. It's not about assuming people just need to shut the fuck up and listen to you. So yeah, I'd like to thank all the people who previously and currently organised Bright Club Manchester. So I'd like to thank Hannah. That's it. Emily, Alex, Sophie, Anna, and Tony, and Chris, and John, and Mel, and Rachel. And I'd like to thank anyone who's ever performed at Bright Club, and anyone who's ever been in the audience at Bright Club. But how can I summarise everything that I've said tonight? Well, firstly, if someone at university wants you to do PE, they don't want you to run around in your underwear. At least I hope not. And secondly, like, anyone could do stand-up comedy. You probably want to go to a workshop. You might want to get feedback. You definitely want to get feedback. But you know, anyone can do stand-up comedy about anything. You don't need to copy another comedian. You don't need to copy another comedian. So if you'll indulge me one more time.
Thank you very much.
Good night.